Go into the settings on your smartphone right now and look for a feature called Battery Health. You have been told that this little percentage bar is a transparent tool built to help you. You think it is just a friendly warning from the manufacturer that your battery is getting a little bit old. But let me expose one of the most profitable psychological scams in the modern tech industry. That battery health indicator is not there to protect your phone. It is a meticulously engineered lie designed to steal your money. Yes, lithium batteries physically degrade over time, but the tech giants use that natural decay as an excuse to secretly strangle your phone's processor. The lag, the frozen apps, and that drained battery are not just bad luck. They are the results of a mathematical equation. Your device was programmed in a multi-billion-dollar corporate laboratory to use that battery health excuse to begin dying exactly today. There was a time when human engineering was focused on absolute permanence. Decades ago, companies built refrigerators, washing machines, and even simple light bulbs designed to last for 100 years. The ultimate goal of a manufacturer was to create a product so reliable that you would never have to buy it again. It was a badge of honor. But today, we hold the most technologically advanced piece of equipment humanity has ever created. Your smartphone possesses more computing power than the machines that guided rockets to the moon. Yet, somehow, this absolute miracle of modern physics is designed to become completely useless, frustrating, and ready for the garbage bin in less than 24 months. This is not an accident of modern manufacturing. It is a highly classified, heavily protected corporate strategy known as planned obsolescence. The elite tech giants looked at the global market and realized a very dangerous truth. If they build an indestructible, perfectly functioning smartphone that lasts for 10 years, their profit margins will completely collapse. They cannot maintain trillion-dollar valuations if you only buy their product once a decade. To keep their stock prices hitting record highs, they had to invent a way to forcefully break the device you already own, without making it look like they were the ones who broke it. They had to make you blame yourself, or simply force you to accept it as the natural cost of living in the modern digital age. They do not want to sell you a good phone. They want to sell you a permanent, mandatory hardware subscription. They want to guarantee that every 2 or 3 years, you will voluntarily march back into their brightly lit stores and hand over another $1,000. And to ensure that you never escape this endless cycle, the corporate architects installed 2 distinct time bombs directly into your pocket. These traps are designed to detonate silently, destroying your device from the inside out. And the first bomb they planted is entirely physical. Let us draw the anatomy of a classic cell phone from the early 2000s on our whiteboard. Think back to a time when you could drop your phone on the concrete and it would just explode into 3 harmless pieces: the phone, the plastic back cover, and the battery. You simply picked up the pieces from the sidewalk, snapped the battery back into place, pressed the power button, and the device worked perfectly. If your battery started losing its charge after 3 or 4 years, you just went online, bought a $20 replacement, popped it in yourself, and your phone was instantly restored to brand new condition. You had ultimate control over your hardware. You possessed the fundamental right to repair your own property. But the massive tech monopolies looked at that removable plastic back cover and saw a catastrophic leak in their revenue stream. They realized that empowering the consumer to fix their own device was costing the industry billions of dollars in lost sales. So they decided to completely change the physical architecture of the machine. They eliminated the durable plastic and replaced the entire exterior with the most fragile, slippery material mathematically possible: smooth glass. They buried the battery deep inside the chassis and flooded the internal components with permanent industrial-grade adhesive. They intentionally designed a device that is inherently slippery, knowing with absolute certainty that it will eventually fall from your hands. And when you inevitably try to open the casing to fix that shattered glass or replace that dying battery, you immediately hit their ultimate physical paywall. They engineered proprietary screws. These are microscopic pieces of metal featuring bizarre, custom-shaped heads that absolutely no standard screwdriver in your garage can grip. They literally change the shape of the screw just to lock you out of your own property. If you somehow manage to bypass the proprietary screws and melt the industrial glue without completely destroying the fragile motherboard, they have another invisible trap waiting for you. They put digital locks on physical replacement parts. If you try to install a perfectly good battery that did not come directly from their own overpriced factories, the phone's software will reject it and flash warning messages on your screen. They do everything in their power to force you to walk into their pristine, brightly lit official repair stores. And when you sit down at their counter, the representative behind the desk will look at your cracked glass and hand you a repair quote that is mathematically absurd. They will tell you it costs $500 just to fix the back glass, but conveniently offer you a brand new model for just a few $100s more. They purposely engineer the repair cost to be so painfully expensive that throwing your current phone in the garbage and buying a new one feels like a logical, responsible financial decision. You feel like you made a mistake by dropping it, but that drop was calculated into their business model from day one. They locked the physical hardware to guarantee that you can never heal the device yourself. But the physical trap is only half the battle. The true malice of planned obsolescence does not rely on you accidentally dropping your phone on the sidewalk. The real evil is not the fragile glass that shatters on the concrete floor. The real evil is the invisible poison they silently send over the internet to murder your phone from the inside out. Let us draw a small, innocent-looking icon on our whiteboard, the notification for a software update. To the average consumer, this little red bubble represents progress. It promises better security, shiny new emojis, and a smoother interface. But in the world of high-tech planned obsolescence, this update is actually a Trojan horse. When you click Install, you are often inviting a massive, bloated piece of code into your device that was never intended for your hardware. The S-tier engineers optimize their latest operating systems for the newest, most powerful silicon chips on the market. They build the software to demand more memory, more processing power, and more battery energy than your 2-year-old phone can possibly handle. The result is not a better experience. It is a calculated bottleneck. As that heavy new software begins to run on your older processor, your phone starts to struggle. It generates more heat. The animations that used to be fluid now stutter and lag. This isn't because your phone is broken, it is because the software is literally strangling the CPU. They are forcing a heavyweight athlete's diet onto a middle-aged body. And this leads us to one of the most deceptive psychological tricks in the entire industry, the battery health gaslighting. Think about the moment your phone started getting significantly slower. You checked the settings, and a message told you that your battery's health had declined, and as a result, the phone was intentionally slowing down to protect the device from unexpected shutdowns. They market this as a feature designed to help you. They want you to believe they are doing you a favor by making your phone laggy and unresponsive. But in reality, this is a psychological nudge. By artificially throttling the speed of your device, they are creating a daily friction in your life. Every time a simple app takes 5 seconds to open, your frustration levels spike. Every time the screen freezes for a microsecond, your brain receives a signal that your current technology is obsolete. This is not about technical limitations. It is about breaking your willpower. They know that if they can make the user experience annoying enough, your ego will eventually snap. You will stop seeing your phone as a useful tool and start seeing it as a source of stress. And when you are stressed, you are vulnerable. You become the perfect target for their next marketing campaign. You begin to believe the lie that the only way to regain your digital peace of mind is to spend another $1,000 on the next model. They are effectively torturing you with frozen screens and lagging interfaces until your credit card is the only way to stop the pain. You think you are paying for a new screen and a better camera, but you are actually just paying a ransom to end the digital sabotage. But the true cost of this corporate torture goes far beyond your personal bank account. Your desire for a faster phone is funding a global empire of destruction that most people are too afraid to look at. You are not just buying a new gadget. You are financing a planetary mountain of toxic waste. Let us zoom out from your individual phone and look at the global scale of this massive scam. The tech giants have successfully engineered the most profitable psychological illusion in human history. They have somehow convinced the modern consumer to literally camp outside on the sidewalk, waiting in line for hours just to hand over their hard-earned money for a shiny glass rectangle that is virtually identical to the one they bought 12 months ago. They market this yearly upgrade as a lifestyle necessity, a symbol of modern success. But behind the minimalist packaging and the cinematic advertisements is a dark physical reality. Every time millions of people upgrade to the latest model just to escape a lagging processor, They are throwing millions of highly toxic batteries, rare earth metals, and unrecyclable glass straight into global landfills. They have turned the entire middle class into a synchronized assembly line of bankruptcy, intentionally funding a planetary mountain of electronic waste. You are bleeding your own wealth to poison the earth, while the S-tier megacorporations sit at the top, celebrating their multi-trillion-dollar valuations. Here is the secret they are absolutely terrified of. You hold the ultimate power in this equation. Let us look at our whiteboard one last time. We draw our stick figure, but this time he is holding his slightly older phone. A notification pops up on the screen demanding that he install the heavy device-killing software update. Instead of blindly clicking accept, he swipes it away. He ignores the digital poison. He takes a thick, heavy-duty armored case and snaps it over the fragile glass back, making the physical trap completely useless. When the new, identical model is announced with its massive billion-dollar marketing campaign, he does not line up at the store. He simply looks at his current device, realizes that it still makes calls, sends messages, and connects to the internet perfectly fine, and he chooses to keep his $1,000 safely inside his own pocket. He completely unplugs from the upgrade matrix. You cannot stop the massive technology empires from manufacturing hardware that is programmed to die. You cannot force them to change their glass designs or stop them from writing software that strangles your processor. But you have the absolute power to refuse to play their rigged game. If you are tired of bleeding cash every 24 months, if you want to learn how to drastically extend the lifespan of the things you own, and if you are finally ready to build an impenetrable shield around your bank account, you need a blueprint for escape. And that is exactly why I wrote the Phantom Protocol. This is not a tech manual. It is a brutal, step-by-step survival guide designed to systematically deprogram your mind from corporate consumerism. It will teach you how to spot the invisible traps, stop financing your own digital slavery, and start accumulating real wealth outside of their highly controlled ecosystem. If you are ready to break the cycle and keep your money where it belongs, the link to the Phantom Protocol is waiting for you in the pinned comment below. Stop funding the landfill, protect your wealth, and I will see you on the outside.